Welcome to St. Louis, Missouri for today's Fox Saturday Baseball Game of the Week. This afternoon, the Cincinnati Reds take on Mark McGwire and the St. Louis Cardinals. Fans are packed in, waiting for number 25 to hit number 60 or 61. Kids, adults, the young and old, hoping to see history here this afternoon. And welcome to the ballpark, everybody. I'm Joe Buck, along with my partner, Tim McCarver. Now, everybody is thinking about Mark McGwire with good reason. He's already set the home run record for single-season home runs by a right-handed batter. He has hit 59. Up next, number 60, and a former record held by Babe Ruth, who hit 60 in 1927. Can you believe that we're talking about these kind of numbers, and here we are in the first week of the month of September?
It is staggering as the McGwire watch continues, Joe, while the nation's media tries to decide whether it's safe to send their laundry out. Mark McGwire in the last 17 games, remarkably, has 12 home runs, a .382 batting average. However, the Cincinnati Reds are the only team in the National League who have held Mark McGwire homerless this year. 2 for 16 on the year with 12 walks, and he's 0 for 1 against the starter today, Dennis Reyes.
Well, earlier in the year, in July, when the Reds were here, they pitched around McGwire time and time again. If they do that here this afternoon, this ballpark may come down. We are in the city, the ballpark where Roger Maris ended his major league career. And today we watch for McGwire to hit number 60, maybe beyond. Stay tuned. Baseball's coming up from Fox Sports, home of the 1998 World Series. We'll return to St. Louis after a break from your local station.
You're watching Fox Saturday Baseball Game of the Week.
0.9% financing, $1,500 cash back. How much can you save during your Ford Store's factory authorized clearance? The sky's the limit. Clearance time means 0.9 financing on America's best-selling Ford Ranger. $1,500 cash on the 5-star safety-rated Ford Windstar. And incredible 1.9 financing on every F-150 in stock. Selection is great. Savings are incredible. It's the factory authorized clearance. How much can you save? Find out at your favorite Ford store today.
I'm a union carpenter.
I am a union carpenter.
I'm a union carpenter.
I'm a union carpenter apprentice.
Craftsmanship, experience, and safety. That's the difference Carpenters Union number 16 can make on your next job. Union carpenters have decades of experience perfecting their skills. They know how to create a safe, clean work environment. Remember, it doesn't cost, it pays. Put the power of the union to work on your next job. Call Carpenters Union number 16. We're working for you.
Maybe he never called when he was late. Maybe he was a real slob. Maybe he forgot their song. Maybe he watched too many videos. Maybe he should get to Best Buy for the Labor Day sale, because now through Monday, he'll find sale items in every department. Maybe it's worse than we thought. Best Buy. Now that's a great idea.
Okay, so maybe lately your driving's been getting you noticed. Well, if you have some bumps in your driving record, maybe it's time you bump into American Family. See if you qualify for American Family's solid auto coverage and fast and fair claim service. It's a strong company to know when bad things happen to good people. All your protection under one roof.
American Family Insurance.
You're watching Major League Baseball on Fox, 55 and 27.
Welcome back to the ballpark here in St. Louis at Busch Stadium. Mark McGwire and the Cardinals about ready to head out. He gets his usual pregame hug and back crack from Kent Merker. You can see the intensity, and I'm sure the nerves bouncing around in the stomach of Mark McGwire. It was one thing, Tim, to hit the home runs, get to 59 while in Florida. But then an off day, an ill-placed off day for Mark McGwire as he had a chance to think about it. Last night, a little testy with the media here in St. Louis, and I think feeling the pressure, an 0 for night against Cincinnati here last night.
An 0 for night against Pete Harnisch, who had a terrific night of pitching. Matter of fact, Cincinnati beat the Cardinals last night for the 7th time this year. And that's a feat in itself, cracking his back.
Yeah, right. Might crack your own in the process as Mark McGwire leads the Cardinals to the field. And we get ready for baseball here on a Saturday afternoon here on Fox. Donovan Osborne and the Cardinals to the field, and Jack McKeon, Cincinnati Reds, will take on this left-hander who has had a tough time staying healthy, but when he is healthy and out there on the mound, he can be tough. Here's a look at the MCI starting lineup for the Cincinnati Reds. Reggie Sanders leads off in center. Barry Larkin bats second at shortstop. He has been red hot in the number 2 spot for Jack McKeon in the Reds lineup, with Sean Casey at first, Dimitri Young, the former Cardinal, in left, Brett Boone at second base with Chris Steins in right, Aaron Boone, Brett's younger brother, at third base with Brooke Fordyce catching, and Dennis Reyes, the left-hander, pitching and batting ninth. How about a look at the Cardinal defense? They stack up this way with Osborne on the hill throwing to Lampkin this afternoon, and the Cardinal defense has been horrendous in 1998. The focus on McGwire, the first baseman, who can handle the first base position, and right now our focus on the left-hander, 3-game winner, Donovan Osborne.
3-3. If you're wondering why he has only 6 decisions for the 6th consecutive year, make that the 5th consecutive year, Donovan Osborne has been on the disabled list. He has spent 403 days on the inactive list and 408 days on the active list throughout his 5 years in the big leagues.
So just recently did he get on the plus side? His personal plus minus. He is plus, but not by much, and he has been an enigma here in St. Louis since signing a long-term deal next year, the final year of his long-term contract. And we look at the scouting report, which the Cincinnati Reds are well aware of, having faced Donovan Osborne over the years. What does this left-hander feature?
An outstanding changeup, a good overhand curveball. Deadly. This is the key to Donovan Osborne. Deadly when throwing that changeup for a strike. His fastball is the four-seam variety. And obviously the durability that we mentioned has been a problem.
Speaking of problems, you and I, in getting prepared for this game, as you look at Tony La Russa, the Cardinal manager, whose team has had another underachieving year for the 2nd consecutive season, we were putting down the numbers for guys like Sean Casey and Dimitri Young and Luis Ordaz and Pat Kelly, all the while thinking about McGwire as we prepare for this game. And we know that you're thinking about McGwire as well. The broadcast also available in Spanish by utilizing the SAP button on your television. Glad you're with us on a Saturday afternoon. Mark McGwire and his 59 home runs taking on Cincinnati and the Reds with a record of 66 and 75. Donovan Osborne ready to go, and we're underway in St. Louis with a strike. Talk about disabled list and talk about a guy who's got a ton of talent but has a tough time staying healthy. You can say the same for the man at the plate, Reggie Sanders. 1 ball, 1 strike.
I have never broadcast a game in my 19 years where the emphasis has not been on winning. And today, obviously, the emphasis is not on winning, but whether Mark McGwire homers or not.
Mark McGwire has taken a team sport, and in 1998, at least in the second half, to be fair, has turned it into an individual game. That shot foul, backing out of play. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Well, we had a late lineup change for the Cardinals on a 93-degree day. John Mabry is now in the lineup and playing in right field. They moved Langford out of the lineup and Brian Jordan to center. So there's John Mabry in right. And we'll try to get word on what's wrong with Ray Langford, who last night, like we had a week ago, after a swing, had to shake out his hand, and you wonder if it's something with a hand to the wrist. But we will get a definitive word and pass it on.
We saw that last week in our game with Gary Sheffield of the Dodgers.
Here's a 2-hopper to Pat Kelly to the right side, and Sanders is gone, and that's the way we begin here in St. Louis. Reggie Sanders is erased, and the number 2 man in the lineup, Barry Larkin, a very interesting story around here, walks to the plate. A lot of the Cardinals and a lot of the Cardinal fans hope that Barry Larkin next year will be seated in the other dugout. There's a glaring hole at shortstop for the Cardinals after they traded away Royce Clayton. And there was some talk right before the trading deadline of acquiring Larkin. That didn't happen. The folks around here thinking maybe during the offseason. Ball 1.
So a possibility of Barry Larkin going from the Red of Cincinnati to the Red of St. Louis next year.
Wouldn't have to change shoes. 2-0, the count on Larkin. We showed you during the lineup portion. At the start, Larkin is over the 400 mark, batting in the number 2 spot for the Reds. There's a good moving strike over the inside corner, and the count 2 balls and a strike. Leadoff man is gone. The 2-1 pitch to Larkin is popped up. Into right for John Mabry. 2 up, 2 down in the top of the first inning. Don Gullett, a great pitcher in his own right, the pitching coach for Cincinnati, and here are his thoughts on the Reds' efforts in pitching to McGwire in this series.
We've always said in the past, in our first 6 ball games, McGwire isn't going to get the opportunity to be a ball game. It means walking with the man on.
And you can understand why he does such a good job with that speech pattern of relating to these young pitchers with the Cincinnati Reds. Sometimes they have difficulty understanding him. Sometimes he speaks clearly. Or it's our fault and the tape didn't really work well. They'll pitch to him unless he's in a spot to beat him. End of story. Ball 1 low and away, and now ball 2 low and away. 2-0. Sean Casey, a good young talent that the Cincinnati Reds got from Cleveland. A day before opening day trade with the Indians for Dave Burba. 3-0.
One of the fun things about coming to a ballpark is to try to figure out the mood of a crowd. And the mood of this crowd, as far as I'm concerned, not only do they not want the Reds to score, they don't want walks, men on base. They want to see Mark McGwire as quickly as possible.
It's a hot day.
Yeah.
It's a hot day here in St. Louis, and it is a packed house on a weekend unlike any other around here. It has been the topic of conversation really since the curtain came up on 1998, and then when the Cardinals fell out of the race, seemingly just after the All-Star break, where they really had no realistic shot of making it to the postseason, even in the wild card. That's the kind of a season it's been. All of the focus here in St. Louis and around baseball headed straight for McGwire. Ball 1 after a walk to Casey and a visit from Lampkin to Osborne.
Sammy Sosa, on the other hand, who hit number 57 last night, has been wrapped up in a pennant race. If not a pennant race, certainly a postseason race. They are a game in front of the New York Mets, 3 games in front of the San Francisco Giants, as McGwire stands all alone, 2 ahead of Sammy, who will be facing Sean Lawrence, a rookie for the Pittsburgh Pirates this evening in Pittsburgh.
Young pops it up, should end the inning. A 2-out walk to Casey. Young flies to right, and the inning is over. We go to the bottom of the first. Mark McGwire hits third for the Cardinals. We'll see him in just moments. 59 and counting. No score after a half.
I talk to my mom every Sunday. Nothing big, just to stay close. Tell her what the kids are up to. And that's why I signed up for MCI 5-cent Sundays. It's just 5 cents a minute, so we can talk for half an hour for just $1.50. That same call was $4.50 with AT&T's One Rate. We save more with MCI. And best of all... Hi, Grandma.
We all get to talk more.
Call 1-800-Sundays to become an MCI customer.
I was driving across country on the way to my first job, just out of college. I had hardly any money. Yeah, this is when my car starts making this weird noise. I saw a Firestone store with MasterCare car service. So I had them check it out, and guess what? They found the problem and even suggested a way to fix it that saved me money when I needed it most. I'll never forget that.
Let's go. Load them up.
MasterCare means we guarantee to fix it right or your money back.
MasterCare at Firestone. Just what your car needs.
It is the 21-year-old left-hander, Dennis Reyes, and he is in the spotlight this afternoon. Will his name get onto the list? The MCI starting lineup for the St. Louis Cardinals. Pat Kelly at second, John Mabry now in right, with Mark McGwire hitting third at first base with 59 home runs and 146 walks. Brian Jordan's in center, backing him up with Gannon left. Tatis at third base. Luis Ordaz, the rookie shortstop. Donovan Osborne, the pitcher, hits 8.
Bases, Mark McGwire, he is naturally wild. 43 bases on balls and only 61 2/3 innings. And that's a key today, because if he's out of the strike zone, I would imagine the crowd here will boo on every ball.
There's a ball to Pat Kelly, who is hitting .224. A couple of home runs, 11 RBIs, and we had a chance to do a game here earlier this season right after the Cardinals had picked up Kelly from the Toronto Blue Jays AAA franchise in Syracuse. And his addition to this team has meant more than any other addition they've made since the start of 1998. If he does nothing else, he is one of, if not Mark McGwire's best friend. And to have him to bum around with away from the field and get away from all this pressure has been invaluable for McGwire. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Pat Kelly. Pat Kelly and Mark McGwire come to the ballpark together every day. And it is Pat Kelly's job to get McGwire's mind off everything he's trying to accomplish. Kelly fouls it away, still 2-2.
They certainly did that last winter when they went to South Africa together, their wives, and they took that trip to the northern part of South Africa, and both saying that it was one of the great trips of their lives.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Kelly leading off. That's strike 3 called. 1 away. Steve Lyons is out in left field, which I think is redundant. Let's check in with Steve right now. Hi, Steve.
Hey, Joe, what's going on? I'm out in section. I'm in Big Mac land, man. We're 475 feet away. I got my Mac, I got my glove, I got it all. I'm sitting with Kevin here. Kevin, how do you prepare to catch a home run if he hits it up here?
Get the glove on real fast, or it's going to hurt a whole lot.
Because he's going to be up in 2 batters. Tell me, there's a base hit. What do you do? What do you do with the home run ball if you get it?
I give it back to him and shake his hand.
That's the right answer, but if it's worth $1 million, it's a little tougher. Thanks a lot, Kevin. Hey, let's go back to you guys, Joe.
Thank you, Steve, and here he is. We would like to welcome you watching the Atlanta Braves and the New York Mets, the man who every time he walks to the plate gets a standing ovation around these parts, Mark McGwire. 59 home runs and counting. Last night, his first game back from a road trip in which he hit 4 home runs in a couple of days in Florida. He was hitless against the Cincinnati Reds. His next home run would be number 60. And a ball down and in.
Dennis Reyes is a rookie, and Mark McGwire has 57 at-bats against rookie pitchers this year with 8 home runs.
McGwire with 59, 2 out in front of Sosa at the moment as he takes ball 2, 2-0, which draws the wrath of the fans here at Busch Stadium. The Cincinnati Reds have not allowed a McGwire home run in 1998, the only team in the National League that can say that. Into left field. They can't say it anymore. 60. Well, that didn't take long. A 2-0 pitch from Dennis Reyes, and Mark McGwire can make all those skeptics now forget as Jordan hits one off the glove of Boone. That should be a double for Brian. Mark McGwire, Tim McCarver can make all the skeptics forget about the 154-game schedule as he hits number 60 to tie the former record held by Babe Ruth, which stood for 34 years in the Cardinals' 141st game of 1998.
Babe Ruth hit his 60th in the Yankees' 154th game in 1927. A 2-0 fastball from Dennis Reyes. And I wonder who caught it.
Whoever it is being ushered to a very safe place right now, which is Major League Baseball's policy. You catch the home run, you come with some people dressed in security guard outfits, and you go to a safe holding spot, and then you start making decisions. Here's Gant, who takes a ball low. I'll ask you, Tim McCarver. You're the average fan. You catch the home run, what do you do with it?
I give it back to Mark McGwire, but I'm not the average fan. And I can understand whatever an average fan wants to do with it. It doesn't matter to me. To me, it's not a matter of virtue or anything like that. It might be a matter of money for some fans. Certainly, a lot has been said about that. Even $1 million has been offered for home run number 62.
Jordan stealing third, but Gant fouls it at the plate. Brian upset. He had that base stolen. But I ask you that because the average fan has been giving the ball back to McGwire. It doesn't matter who catches it, it seems, young or old. They are willing to give it back to him. He has gotten the last 4 home run balls back with very little effort.
There's a great story that Chip Carey told on the pregame show. Sammy Sosa's 56th home run, and a lady tried to give it back, and Sammy said, keep it, after he signed it.
The 1-1 pitch to Gant is out of the strike zone, 2-1.
I think it'll be different, however, when fans catch 60, 61, and 62.
Mistakes kind of change a little bit.
Yes, they do.
57's a little different than number 61 or 62.
Yes, it is.
Runner at second with 1 out. The Cardinals, oh, by the way, the Cardinals lead 2-0. And a look back at second as Reyes spins but does not throw back toward Jordan. Well, I was saying right before, the Cincinnati Reds came into today's game the only team in the National League that could say they hadn't allowed a McGwire home run. Even the Braves have allowed 2. And a 2-0 pitch from Reyes challenging McGwire. And McGwire won the challenge.
Team that has allowed the most, the Florida Marlins, with 7.
The world champion Florida Marlins. In case some of our fans have forgotten, I have to remind myself from time to time that they are the reigning world champions with everything that's happened in South Florida. 3 balls and a strike on Gant. Jordan at second with 1 out. The walk to Gant puts 2 on for Tatis. Let's take you back to the 2-0 pitch to Mark McGwire and the home run that ties Babe Ruth. To another, to another, to another, and he's only 2 curtain calls away from a new single-season home run record.
You know, Joe, the only time that I've seen Mark that emotional on a home run was the 50th that he hit off Willie Blair at Shea Stadium against the New York Mets.
2 on here with 1 out after a visit by Don Gullett to Dennis Reyes. Here's his pitch to Tatis, and it's up for ball 1. So fitting what you said earlier about Reyes when you were setting the pitcher, talking about Dennis Reyes and his, at times, wildness and his pitching approach. He fell behind 2-0. The crowd got on him, and he challenged McGwire. There's a base hit into left field. Jordan will take the turn and try. Running right in the face of Young, safe at the plate. Gant will hold at third, and it's 3-0 St. Louis. To see how they rule that. Not much of a throw from Dimitri Young in left.
But probably an error, a throwing error on Aaron Boone, the third baseman. Young does not have a good arm. By nature, he's a first baseman. Boone could not get the ball out of his glove. He throws it by. Brooks Fordyce, the catcher. So I would imagine it's a throwing error on Boone.
It's a single, it's an RBI single, and no error, which is impossible.
Yeah, it's got to be an error to allow the runners Gant to third and Tatis to second.
Well, this is a bad day for an official scorer to have a bad day, because there is every member of the media right on his back over in the press box to our left. I have a feeling there will be an error given on that play before the end of the maybe before the end of the inning. It's second and third, one out for Luis Ordaz. But you have to give the error as the throw got away to allow the other runners to advance. You can give the RBI, fine, but as Gant gets out of the way of that line drive, and now Ordaz is in the hole 0-2. I've got to catch up my scorebook now. After the home run by McGwire, everything just kind of stopped. Meanwhile, the Cardinals have had a double, a walk, an RBI hit by Tatis, and now enjoy a 3-0 lead. Second and third, one out in the 0-2 to Ordaz. That gets away from Fordyce. Gant comes to the plate safe, and it's 4-0 Cardinals. Well, it has been a horrific first inning for Dennis Reyes. Not only a 4-run deficit, but he's on the McGwire list now.
Being the 12th left-hander this year who has given up home runs to Mark McGwire. Fordyce trying, but Gant scoring.
Runner at third, one out. And the 1-2 to Ordaz. Good pitch down and in to strike him out. Two gone. And the second strikeout for Reyes.
You can put Fernando Valenzuela and Dennis Reyes. Valenzuela breaking into the National League in 1981. Put Reyes, Valenzuela next to one another and watch them walk and not really see a big difference in the way they carried themselves compared to Valenzuela when he was with the Dodgers.
Runner at third, two out now for the number 8 hitter, Donovan Osborne. And one thing this big first inning does, it probably gives McGwire another at-bat during the rest of this game, which has been significant, especially in those games against Florida. That's why it doesn't surprise me that he has the most home runs hit against the Marlins, because the Cardinals have run up the score on the Marlins a couple of times, which gives McGwire maybe another chance or two per game to hit a home run. 2 balls and a strike on Osborne.
Well, speaking of long games, that was when Mark McGwire took the lead from Sammy Sosa back on the 19th of August. Sosa went ahead of McGwire, and then McGwire tied the game in the 9th inning and then won it in extra innings at Wrigley Field in Chicago. And as fate would have it, the Cubs come here on Monday and Tuesday nights.
2 balls, 2 strikes on Osborne, with Rick Krivda getting ready for the Reds in the first inning out in their bullpen. Tatis at third with 2 out, and Osborne stays alive, who can handle a bat rather well for a pitcher.
Would it not be the irony of ironies if Sammy Sosa had 3 home runs in tonight's game and tomorrow's game at Pittsburgh, and both Titans met on Monday night with 60 home runs apiece?
That strike 3 called, and Dennis Reyes strikes out the side, but nobody will remember that. Watch out, Babe Ruth. Number 60 just landed in the seats in left field. 60 for McGwire, and a 4-0 St. Louis lead after 1.
You change your oil every 3,000 miles, right? You don't, do you? You push it. Now you're so busy you try to squeeze another 1,000 miles out of your oil. Or more. Well, squeeze this. Mr. Do-it-yourself when you have the time. Reformulated Quaker State. Protection beyond 3,000 miles under any driving conditions. Anybody say insurance? It's been tested. And unlike that lazy uncle nobody really likes to talk about, it works. So go get some. Quaker State. Sensible technology. What more do you need to know?
Work piling up? That's the perfect time to declare a national holiday. National Car Rental's declaring every day a national holiday. With our great holiday rates, you can escape to the outdoors, or the golf greens, or just about anywhere else by renting a midsize from National in Florida or California for only $159 per week. At this rate, you can't afford to stay home. So call National Car Rental now and declare your own national holiday.
This equipment to these troops when there's a river between them. Build a bridge. Problem solving. You need it now in college. Learn it now in the Army Reserve.
This is the Midas Gold Muffler. It comes with a Midas lifetime warranty, and it's now just $49.95, $69.95 for select imports. Let's review. Midas Gold Muffler, lifetime warranty, $49.95. Hurry, the price of gold has never been lower.
55. What'll it be?
We'll take some rice and get some farf, too.
Yeah. Now you can choose which teams you see every Sunday with DirecTV and NFL Sunday Ticket. There's up to 13 regular season games a week.
Rice shares on farf.
Hey, Brett. Hey, John.
So stock up on all your favorites. NFL Sunday Ticket. It's not on cable. See it on DirecTV. So what are you looking at?
Attention shoppers. Now get $200 worth of programming when you get DirecTV.
On King of the Hill season premiere, who's gonna die?
The day they kill the main character is the day I die.
Find out Fox Tuesday at 8, 7 Central.
Come on, guys, get it together. There's number 60. He's 1 away from tying the magic number, as we've been saying around here all year, is now 2. Mark McGwire in the first inning on a 2-0 pitch from Dennis Reyes. Goes deep, a 381-foot shot. That's how they measured it, in case you want to know. Good play by Ordaz in the hole. Good, strong throw, 1 away. With that home run, Mr. McCarver, 2 things. You can send your laundry out.
Thank you.
And tomorrow, you can't miss a special edition of Fox Saturday Baseball when Mark McGwire will have the chance to etch a place in baseball history when he looks to break Roger Maris's record. Unless he goes crazy today. It all starts at 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific, after Fox NFL Sunday, only here on Fox. Here's Chris Steins. One ball, 1 strike. 1 out, nobody on, and Steins out in front. There's the changeup, 74 miles per hour. 1 and 2. This is why Osborne drives the Cardinal front office nuts. When he's healthy, he can pitch, and he is one of the better left-handers you'll find in the game today, but the big word is when he is healthy.
What he can do makes the Cardinals upset at what he hasn't done.
Pitch is chopped to the right side for Kelly. One good friend to another. Kelly to McGwire, 2 out. As you look at McGwire, and you think of Roger Maris. You look at his career profile, which I am sure a lot of people aren't aware of. He was the reigning American League MVP when he hit 61 home runs in 1961. And he finished his career here in St. Louis with the Cardinals. He played with the Yankees from 60 to 66, and here in St. Louis, 67 and 68.
I was a member of those teams, Joe, and had the privilege of playing with Maris, and it was interesting to note what a good ball player, an all-around ball player Roger Maris was, how he threw, how he always threw to the proper base, the way he ran the bases. Nobody was as good as Roger in trying to decide on whether to go from first to third, a key thing in your offense, and the way he carried himself. I'm not sure that the Cardinals would not have won the pennants those 2 years because the pitching was so strong, but Maris made it easier.
2 out, nobody on. And the 1-2 pitch to Aaron Boone is right down the middle to strike him out looking. Donovan Osborne gets his first strikeout at 1-2-3 second inning. Lampkin, Kelly, Mabry coming up. If anybody gets on, McGwire.
Most running backs train for speed. That's because they're looking for the path of least resistance. Me, I train mainly for power. Because I'm thinking, who needs a path?
This Labor Day weekend,
I'm talking sausage hot dogs, beer. Not light beer, but beer.
kick back,
We got a bleeder!
relax, throw another dog on the Barbie, and spend the holiday with Mary.
How's everything?
Fine. You know, I'm strong like bull. There's something about Mary. Rated R. Now playing.
If it takes forever, I will wait for you. For 1,000 summers, I will wait for you.
There's certain things you just can't live without.
Okay. I'm back.
A good receiver is one of them. Visa's the other.
Jerry.
Yeah.
Don't tell the guys about the flowers.
Official card of the NFL and everywhere you want to be.
Fox Saturday Baseball Game of the Week, brought to you by Adidas. By Red Lobster. Come in and see for yourself why life on land is dry at Red Lobster. By Visa, it's everywhere you want to be. And by the United States Army Reserve. Be all you can be.
A view from across the Mississippi River on a hot, oppressive day here in St. Louis, a historic day here in St. Louis. First at bat by McGwire. He hit home run number 60, which used to be the old mark, which stood for 34 years. Babe Ruth hitting 60 in 1927. You can throw that asterisk right out the window. Forget it. McGwire hits number 60 in the Cardinals' 141st game. As Lampkin takes a strike, and we're underway in the second inning. One ball, one strike.
Actually, there never was an asterisk behind Roger Maris's 1961 season, but it was tantamount to an asterisk. Ford Frick gathering the writers, Baseball Writers of America Association in New York in July, early July of 1961, saying it looks like Roger Maris has a chance to break the Babe's record. The Babe and Ford Frick were very, very close friends, and so they decided on 2 listings, one for 154 games with Babe Ruth and one for 162 with Roger Maris. So while there was technically no asterisk, it was tantamount to an asterisk.
Ford Frick being the commissioner at the time, and the interesting thing about that and about this record is that was the only record listed with 2 separate listings.
Yeah, right.
It wasn't stolen bases or on base percentage or what other records you can think of. It was the home run record. Here's a pitch just up and in. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Lampkin. Pat Kelly next, then Mabry. How about John Mabry, a late addition to the lineup? He gets the hit, and he's on base as McGwire hits home run number 60. Lampkin pops it up. Steins in right. Tiptoes after it, 1 away. Well, you want to see it in print? There you go. All-time home run leaders in a single season. Mark McGwire tied with Babe Ruth. And Mark only 1 away from tying Roger Maris and 2 away from a new mark. Kelly, strike 1.
I would imagine Tony La Russa will continue playing McGwire even if and when he gets to 62. Because if Tony doesn't do that, then there is a chance that Sammy Sosa could not only tie McGwire this year, but eclipse Mark, and that would certainly take something away from his achievement.
Here's a little flare to center. This ball will drop for a base hit for Kelly. Well, Steve Lyons is our roving reporter, and we check back in with Psycho. Hi, Steve.
Oh, what's going on, you guys? This is the man right here that caught number 60, Denny Allen. Denny, let me see the ball. You got it?
Yeah, I got it in my pocket. I got it hidden, but here it is.
That is awesome. What are you going to do with it?
I'm going to give it back to the man. It's his ball. It is his ball.
That's a classy thing to do, but let me ask you this question. If it was number 62,
right,
it's worth $1 million. Do you still give it back?
Well, it's worth $1 million to somebody who's going to do that to the ball. You know, I don't think it's worth $1 million to me. I think it's worth giving the ball back to the man. And, you know, there's a few things I'd like to do to participate with the Cardinals. I would like to meet Mark McGwire. And really, that's what I've said from the beginning. You know, when dreaming with my buddies, talking about catching the ball, and I said I would give it back to him with a few small requests.
Take some BP.
But I want to take some batting practice. I do.
All right, this is Denny Allen. No one knows him right now. Tonight, everyone's going to know him. Back to you guys up there.
All right, Steve, thank you. Just a few things he wants to do with McGwire, like share a duplex maybe during the 1999 season. Get a chance to know him. I heard a great idea the other night. Or something you could do if you caught number 62, 1 on, 1 out. Mabry out in front, 1-1. A friend of a friend said if he caught number 62, he would give it back to McGwire. It would eventually end up in Cooperstown as long as they promised to take his picture with the ball and display his picture with the ball in Cooperstown.
That's fair. That's fair.
Mabry pops it up, which is great news to Cardinal fans because McGwire's coming up. Boone puts it away. 1 on, 2 out, and here he is again. One on, 2 out for Mark McGwire, who is sitting on 60 home runs. Ball 1 low, and already this crowd jumps on the back of Dennis Reyes as this game has jumped on the back of Mark McGwire. Number 25 is sitting on 60. To welcome those of you who have been watching the Atlanta Braves and the New York Mets. Mark McGwire in his first at bat, a 2-0 pitch, hit a 2-run homer into left, 381 feet for home run number 60. 1 more would tie the all-time record. There's a strike, and it's 2-1. Mark McGwire at the plate. Not only the 60 home runs, but 127 RBIs. Here it comes from Reyes. McGwire is gone. A 1-2 pitch that gets past him, and the inning comes to a close. McGwire with 60 home runs, 1 out of 2 on the day. We'll track him throughout the afternoon. The Cardinals lead by 4.
Step up to the plate for an all-new season of Ally McBeal beginning September 14th.
1.9% financing, $2,000 in savings. How much can you save on a new F-150 during your Ford store's factory-authorized clearance? More than ever. Our lots are jammed with new 98 F-150s that must be cleared out. If you need a new truck, we've got it. Regular cabs, super cabs, 4x2s, 4x4s, every F-150 in stock's got low 1.9 financing. But you gotta hurry. It's the factory-authorized clearance. How much can you save? Find out at your favorite Ford store today.
It's your window of opportunity to save big at Menards. ProCraft vinyl windows from Crestline are fully insulated with a 20-year warranty. They tilt for easy cleaning starting at $79.88. Give the outside of your home a new look with Dutch Boy Dirt Fighter paint in thousands of colors. Mixed-free exterior acrylic flat resists blistering and peeling. $11.96 a gallon. When you're serious about saving money, come to Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Hi, I'm Illinois football coach Ron Turner. Join our team this fall at Memorial Stadium and experience a Fighting Illini tradition.
Join Coach Turner and the Fighting Illini football team this fall. For tickets, call 333-5000.
Race is heating up. Step up to the plate and play the Pepsi Major League Baseball Home Run Countdown. Go to in-store Pepsi displays, fill out an entry form, and if you guess the 98 Home Run Champions total, you'll be entered to win a trip aboard to this year's World Series.
You're watching Major League Baseball on Fox 55 and 27.
We're into the top of the 3rd inning with Brooke Fordyce to lead it off for the Reds. With Dennis Reyes the pitcher and Reggie Sanders to follow is Osborne, who has worked well. He allowed a 2-out walk to Sean Casey in the 1st inning. Followed that up by getting Dimitri Young to fly to right. And then had a perfect 2nd inning, so it's Fordyce, the number 8 hitter, leading off the 3rd.
So the Reds with no hits off Osborne right now. Wouldn't it be something on a day where Mark McGwire hits at least his 60th if Osborne pitched a no-hitter? We want more, Joe Price. Right. Yes, we want more.
We need more.
That's right.
Fordyce out in front. And that's strike 2. 0-2, the count on Brooke Fordyce. On 0-2, Osborne brings it, and he ends up with his 2nd strikeout in a row. Well, what a day tomorrow it will be on Fox. Tomorrow it's the premiere of Fox NFL Sunday. Most of you will see the Lions taking on the Packers in a Central Division battle, or the Redskins and the Giants in a battle for the East, plus other regional action. It all starts at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, with a pregame show live from Giants Stadium with Terry, Howie, JB, and Chris Collinsworth only on Fox, and we followed that up with McGwire and the Cardinals against the Cincinnati Reds at 4 o'clock Eastern from St. Louis on Fox. Reyes pops to right, 2 up, 2 down.
So the NFL opening tomorrow, and interesting to note that Keyshawn Johnson, the wide receiver of the New York Jets, was the bat boy for Mark McGwire and the University of Southern California when McGwire was in his sophomore year.
You start to get stories like that coming.
Yeah. I mean, they're going to be coming out of the woodwork about Mark McGwire and what relationship everybody, whether they're athletes or not.
Whether they're true or not.
Whether they're true or not, right.
And then back in the late 70s, Mark and I, every day after school, 2 out, nobody on, Reggie Sanders at the plate. And a popping fastball from Osborne for strike 1. 6 in a row have been set down by Donovan Osborne. That's strike 2. might be, to go along with your script, which you concocted last night, or at least since Osborne has a no-hitter through 2 2/3, be the only day a no-hitter would be overshadowed. I mean, nobody would hardly talk about it.
Oh, and by the way, Donovan Osborne threw a no-hitter.
2 out, nobody on, and ball 1 to Reggie Sanders. I give McGwire's teammates a lot of credit. Yeah, these are very proud athletes. A lot of guys who have had the spotlight and the focus on them throughout their lives as athletes, and they have taken a backseat to McGwire and have enjoyed the ride to the point where they're all rooting for McGwire, and I think all of baseball.
No question.
The opponents, I've heard some opposing pitchers who have given up home runs to McGwire have been, in an odd way, rooting for the home run and rooting for McGwire to break the record. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That sounded funny, and Osborne, a good play to his right. Good throw to end the inning, and the Reds, for the second straight inning, go in order. Bottom of the 3rd inning coming up. For those of you just joining us, here's what you missed in the 1st inning. Number 60 off the bat of Mark McGwire. Stay with us. A historic day on Fox. A beautiful day in St. Louis. And for the 60th time this year, Mark McGwire takes the tour.
There's a medical emergency, but no hospital. What do you do? Build one. Leadership. Learn it now in the Army Reserve. Use it now in your career.
Introducing the Midas battery. Now for just $49.99 with rebates. Batteries. Brand new from Midas.
Hey, what are you doing? I'm just watching some home movies.
Oh, look at that little ball of dough. Is that you?
You got a very good eye. That is me. And look over there, that's you. Remember this? Sauce made from vine-ripened tomatoes. 100% real mozzarella.
Beautiful pepperoni.
This just brings back a lot of memories. I'm flooded.
We grew up so
Are you crying?
No, it's the onion.
Really? I can see you tearing up.
No.
Get 2 Little Caesars pizzas featuring our authentic 1959 recipe and 3 toppings for just $10.99.
Pizza, pizza.
You okay?
I'm fine. I'm fine.
Ready?
On 3.
Oh,
Hello? Just checking.
When you ship with Priority Mail, it's a great way to save money. But what about other parts of the world? There's Global Priority Mail. And here's the best part. Give us a few days more, and you can save up to 70% over FedEx or UPS. So, what's your global priority? Try Global Priority Mail from the U.S. Postal Service.
First pitch of the bottom of the 3rd inning sinks low and inside to Brian Jordan for ball 1. Gant and Tatis will follow against Dennis Reyes. 4 runs on 4 hits for the Cardinals in the 1st inning. A wild pitch mixed in, which allowed another run to score. And the count 2-0 here on Jordan, who doubled and scored his first time up. On 2-0. 3-0 from Reyes. Jordan leading off. Took a strike. Jordan didn't like the call, and Larry Poncino didn't like Jordan's reaction. So he stands with his hands on his hips. And here comes the 3-1. There's ball 4 to issue a leadoff walk for Reyes. It's walk number 2.
Everybody in the country is familiar with Jack Buck and his famous calls. He is the Leonard Bernstein of baseball broadcasters, and his call on the Mark McGwire home run was this: move over Babe Ruth, wake up Babe Ruth, you got company coming. Only Jack. You know him, don't you?
I do know him.
Yes.
1 on, nobody out for Ron Gant. Gant pops it up into center field. Late break by Sanders, but coming on to make the catch One away.
Wake up, Babe Ruth. You got company coming.
I got you, babe.
Oh, babe, I got you, babe. Oh, man.
So McGwire has tied Ruth with the 60th. The radio call is still the most pure way to relive a home run. You do it on television. You want to say what happened and get out because the pictures and the crowd will carry the action, and we are blessed with producer John Filippelli and director Bill Webb, who does an incredible job down in the truck. 1 on, 1 out. Tatis at the plate. The check on Jordan. Jordan, a leadoff walk. Gant popped into center. And Tatis waits. Fernando has an RBI hit, and he has really impressed around here with what he's doing at the plate as he takes his tour for the first time through the National League.
Think of how the coverage has changed through the decades. Babe Ruth's home run, the 60th home run we mentioned earlier in the 154th game against a pitcher named Tom Zachary. And everybody familiar with Roger Maris's 61st on the last day of the season in 1961 against Tracy Stallard. 23,000 plus people in the stands at Yankee Stadium to see that. Hard to believe.
It is. I read that the other day.
Yeah, hard to believe.
It's hard to believe. But from what I have to read about the situation and what you lived, because it didn't happen within 154 games, a lot of people were convinced that the record wasn't as meaningful as it turned out to be. Here's the career profile for Babe Ruth. And you look at the career home runs, 714, 715, and beyond belongs to Mr. Hank Aaron. The record set in April of 1974. 1 on, 1 out, and Tatis chased one for the second out. What a lot of people have their list of records, Tim, that they figure will never be broken. The one I look at is a teammate of yours, Bob Gibson, and the ERA of 1.12. At least the way the game is played right now, I don't see that being touched. Who pitched here in St. Louis, the Hall of Famer. How about the slugging percentage lifetime for Babe Ruth? .690. And there are many who believe that will never be touched. But a lot of people said that about Maris's record, Gehrig's record. Ground ball to the right side, a funny hop, but no better infielder to handle a tricky hop than Brett Boone as he takes care of it. And Ordaz and the Cardinals in the third. We go to the fourth. 4-0 St. Louis.
I always put things off till the last minute. So when I went to Firestone for Master Care car service, it was the day before my vacation. Could have found my keys. I didn't expect them to finish all the things that I asked for, but they wanted to make sure everything was right. So they worked past closing time so I could leave for vacation on time. Except I forgot my camera.
Master Care means we guarantee to fix it right or your money back.
Master Care at Firestone. Just what your car needs.
One official Major League Baseball, $9. New ball, $9. New ball, $9. New ball, new ball, new ball, $9. New windshield, $100. 62, priceless. There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard. Official card of Major League Baseball and believer that records were made to be broken.
I don't want to buy a new PC every year till commencement. I needed one that would keep up with them. Gotta save something for college.
Introducing YourWare from Gateway. Call 1-800-GATEWAY and we'll custom build you a Gateway PC with an Intel Pentium 2 processor, all for just $49.95 a month. And in 2 years, you can trade it in towards the purchase of a new one. School's about to start, so call us now and let's talk about YourWare from Gateway.
Of evil lives among us, and only one can save us.
It's open season on All Night's Darkness.
Critics athletics call blade. Heart-stopping, ultra-cool, dazzling, mesmerizing, awesome. And Siskel and Ebert give it 2 thumbs up. Wesley Snipes, Stephen Dorff in the #1 movie in America, Blade. Rated R. Now playing.
Enjoy your Labor Day weekend.
What a cute little grill, Carmine. Oh, don't worry. Space size doesn't matter.
And don't get burned. Living in Captivity premieres Friday.
Well, we give you our Aflac trivia question before we start the 4th inning. There are 2 players eligible for the Hall of Fame that have hit 50 home runs and are not enshrined in the Baseball Hall of Fame in Cooperstown. Who are they? Interesting question. As we await the first pitch to Barry Larkin. A little low for ball 1.
Since 2 is the magic number, the Aflac trivia quiz could be the 2 teams Mark McGwire is not homered against.
Here's a little flare down the right field line. It's fair for Larkin and into the corner. Mabry digs it out, but that's a double all the way. And Larkin is 1 for 2 on the afternoon. First hit, there goes your no-hitter, as Osborne will try to pitch around that leadoff double here in the 4th.
Against those 2 teams, the Oakland Athletics, because McGwire was a member of that team before being traded to the Cardinals, and the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. He has homered against the other expansion team this year. So we asked for 2 players in the Hall of Fame, but those are 2 teams against which Mark is not homered.
Runner at second with nobody out here to start the 4th inning. Sean Casey takes it low for ball 1. One ball, 1 strike. Well, obviously, a guy that we've talked about many times will be half that answer. Roger Maris is no longer on the regular ballot for the Hall of Fame, but eligible through the Veterans Committee. And there is talk more and more as we go that he is deserving of Hall of Fame credentials and that honor, if for no other reason than what he did in 1961 and what he did for the game. Here's a fly ball into left field. Gant back to get it. Larkin will tag, but hold as Casey did not do his job and advance the runner.
I think one of the unfortunate things about the Hall of Fame is that the Hall of Fame, obviously numbers are the most important thing about the Hall of Fame. But it shouldn't be the only criteria by which you are voted into the Hall of Fame.
Pete Rose will tell you it's not.
Yeah, that's true. And Pee Wee Reese and Phil Rizzuto, who didn't have big numbers, but they were leaders on ball clubs in New York City. Pee Wee for the Dodgers, of course. Phil with the New York Yankees. But Roger Maris played in more World Series than any other player in the 60s. He played 7 World Series with 2 different teams. 5 with the Yankees, 2 with the Cardinals. And his influence with the Cardinals was great. We talked about that before, but the influence with the Yankees, the MVP in 1960, the MVP in 1961. And was he ever a player's player?
You've talked at times before about describing a player as a gamer, which is a tremendous honor that can be given to any teammate.
After ability is formed, after ability is established, that's the greatest thing that one player can say about another player, is that he's a gamer.
Runner at second, 1 out, and Young fought it off and fouls away strike 2.
I used to, Roger, his family, my family stayed in the same apartment complex out near Lambert Field here in St. Louis. And we rode to the park almost every day. And I remember him complaining about his right shoulder in early 1967. He said, I'll just get a shot of cortisone and go out and play tonight. I can't tell you the times he had cortisone shots in his right shoulder. 7, 8, 9 maybe. never missed a game because of an injury in those 2 seasons.
Here's the 0-2. Young pops it up. Right side for McGwire. He can hit him out of the park. He can catch him 2 out. Former Gold Glove Award winner at first base is Mark McGwire, which gets lost in the shuffle.
I'll tell you another thing that strikes me as odd, Joe. Babe Ruth, I mean, I think was the epitome of arrogance of his day in the Roaring 20s, what have you. All of the players that have chased Babe Ruth, they're anything but arrogant. Roger Maris, as humble a man as you'd want to say, that there was no boastful attitude about him. Mark McGwire's the same way, and so is Sammy Sosa. Every reason to smile.
The amazing thing to me about McGwire is as he's gotten closer to the record, he's loosened up and has had more and more fun. Talked to Tony La Russa before the game yesterday, and he said once McGwire hit 50, which you talked about his reaction at Shea Stadium, he no longer felt as if he didn't break the record, he didn't have a good year. So after he got to 50 and the numbers would really work toward this, he relaxed and the ball just started flying out of the ballpark. There was a stretch there between 40 and 50 where a lot of people wondered if the intense pressure was starting to get to him and wonder if he would set the record. Well, leadoff double, now a ground ball to short on the bat of Boone, and Donovan Osborne successfully pitches around the double by Larkin. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Osborne, Lampkin, and Kelly coming up for the Cardinals, who lead by 4.
Aflac, insuring over 40 million people worldwide.
Hey, Mr. Science, ever wonder what a hard-working engine goes through? It gets the high rev, and I drove over the mountain because it was there. Crap kicked out of it. With abuse like that, you don't want to take chances. This is Quaker State 4x4, a synthetic blend for hard-working engines made by guys with more college degrees than they've had dates. It's been tested. For pure maximum protection, there's nothing better. I wouldn't lie to you. They're not paying me enough. Quaker State. Sensible technology. What more do you need to know?
Now's the time to discover the great selection of all 1998 Oldsmobile cars and trucks available at Discover Days. Consider the Cutlass, winner of the AAA Top Car Award, or the 88, voted a Best Buy 8 years straight by Consumers Digest. Right now, get $1,250 cash back on Cutlass and $2,500 cash back on 88. Or get our lowest financing of the year at 0.9% on all 98 Oldsmobiles. Discover Days at your local Oldsmobile dealer now.
Need some ideas for your Labor Day weekend? That's straight. Spend it in the 70s.
What is it with you young people and...
McGwire due up 5th this inning in case the Cardinals get something working. You can keep that in the back of your mind. The 2-0 pitch, 3-0. That's about to happen if Reyes walks the pitcher leading off. The Reds are probably thinking to themselves, this is why we didn't pitch to this guy the last time we were in St. Louis.
We were right not doing that.
3-1. Interesting quotes by Felipe Alou, the manager of the Montreal Expos, saying that the Expos pitchers would pitch to him for the integrity of the game. That's up the middle and to the right. Brett Boone takes care of Osborne, 1 away. Osborne 0 for 2. Leadoff man is gone. We will answer our Aflac trivia question. There are 2 players eligible for the Hall of Fame that have hit 50 home runs and are not enshrined in the Baseball Hall of Fame in Cooperstown. Who are they? Our Aflac trivia answer. You knew them. Everybody knew half. Roger Maris and George Foster, who hit 52 in 1977 for the Reds. Lampkin out in front, pops it foul out of play right side. And, of course, Roger hit 61 in 1961 for the Yankees. Lampkin is 0 for 1. He is another one who is in the inner circle for McGwire. Kelly and Lampkin. A couple of high hops to Sean Casey, and Lampkin is gone. Let's send it down to Chip Carey, who's standing by with another Cardinal Hall of Famer.
You bet, Joe Buck. Thank you very much. The great Lou Brock is here. And first of all, your thoughts as Mark McGwire moves to 60. You played with Roger Maris. What would he have said about his accomplishment today?
Well, I think Roger Maris would be rooting for Mark McGwire, and he would certainly be sitting there with a smile on his face and saying, go for it. However, when it comes to facing the press, I think Roger would have said, you're on your own.
Now, as a former Cub and a former Cardinal, you've got McGwire and Sosa. Who are you rooting for to come up out on top this year?
Well, that's a no-brainer for me. I certainly got to root for Mark McGwire, although my roots beginning in baseball was with the Cubs. But nevertheless, Mark is here in St. Louis, and now he has that St. Louis Cardinals spirit, and we're just happy about it, and the fact that he can continue it and see these two guys pushing each other. I never thought that this year we'd see such a thing.
Lou Brock, one of my childhood heroes. Thanks for the visit, and enjoy the rest of the ball game.
Thank you.
Okay, Joe, back to you.
Thank you, Chip. Thank you, Lou. 2 out, nobody on, and a ball high to Kelly makes it 1-2. There's another gamer.
Oh. Number 2 in the stolen base record. Ricky Henderson, of course, way ahead of Lou now, but Lou held it back in 1974. And the interesting comparison with Lou Brock and Mark McGwire is that Lou Brock, and there he was, number 20, was much more typical a Cardinal player than Mark McGwire is. The Cardinals have only led the league in home runs 5 times in their history. 5.
Which is a glorious history. And you get a chance to hear from Lou Brock. Before the game, they honored Stan Musial with his second statue here at Busch Stadium. They unveiled one for Bob Gibson earlier in the year, and those Hall of Famers who made their names here in St. Louis still hang around St. Louis, and for every event the Cardinals put on, they are here and they are a part of the event. So even the younger fans growing up here in St. Louis get a real taste for Cardinal tradition and history because those guys all come back.
There are some National League teams that are as storied in their history as the Cardinals, but none more so.
Here's a strike 3 called on a 3-2 pitch to Kelly, and Reyes has a 1-2-3 4th inning. To the 5th we go. It's a 4-0 Cardinal lead.
Race is heating up. Step up to the plate and play the Pepsi Major League Baseball Home Run Countdown. Go to in-store Pepsi displays, fill out an entry form, and if you guess the 98 Home Run Champions total, you'll be entered to win a trip aboard to this year's World Series.
Life on land is dry. It's time to escape. Get wet. Eat with your hands. Dip, splash, crack, and taste seafood as fresh as the sea itself. At Red Lobster, because life on land is dry.
I was driving across country on the way to my first job, just out of college. I had hardly any money. Yeah, that's when my car starts making this weird noise. I saw a Firestone store with MasterCare car service. So I had them check it out, and guess what? They found the problem and even suggested a way to fix it that saved me money when I needed it most. I'll never forget that.
Let's go. Split them up. MasterCare means we guarantee to fix it right or your money back.
MasterCare at Firestone. Just what your car needs.
Sosa, McGwire, the stretch run for 61. We are there. Fox Sports News, weeknights. Check local listings.
Well, tonight the police respond to a call and find the suspect right under their nose on cops. Then he came to work armed and dangerous. Now he's wanted by the FBI. America's Most Wanted. America Fights Back. It all starts tonight, 8 Eastern, 7 Central here on Fox. Underway as Donovan Osborne hits the strike zone with his first pitch to Chris Steins. 4-0 St. Louis. Steins, ooh, that hit somebody standing next to Tony La Russa. Oof. Right in the head. Barry Weinberg, the Cardinal trainer, is right there, and that was hot, bouncing into the Cardinal dugout. Oh, 0-2 on Steins. front this time, and it remains 0-2. Donovan Osborne has allowed only one hit, a leadoff double to Larkin in the 4th inning. Did a great job to get around that. A 2-out walk handed out in the top of the 1st inning to Sean Casey. He got around that. Osborne doesn't get that pitch. It's 1-2. The opposite way and into right field for another leadoff hit for the Reds. Off the bat of Steins, who came in hitting .256.
That guy standing next to Chris Steins, by the way, the guy who just hit his 60th home run in the 1st inning, a 2-run shot. Compare the sizes of those two.
That's the treat you get when you get a hit. Go stand and talk to Mark McGwire for a minute.
And there are a lot of people that look up to McGwire, but none more so than opposing base runners.
Here's Aaron Boone, a 287 hitter. Looks like he's going to be a good player. 1 on, nobody out, and a ball low. Squirter foul, 1-1.
3 generations of Boones have played Major League Baseball. Ray Boone, the granddaddy of the Boone family, and then Bob Boone, and Bob's 2 sons, Aaron Boone and Brett Boone. Other 3-generation family, Buddy Bell, and Gus Bell, Buddy Bell, and now David Bell, recently sent down with Cleveland Indians the other day, and Buddy Bell fired the other day as the manager of the Detroit Tigers. And interestingly, after 461 games, Buddy Bell had a losing record, 184 and 277. Remarkably, that is the exact record that Joe Torre, who has been lauded and should be as the manager of the Yankees, had after his first 3 seasons, after his first 461 games. He had the exact record that Buddy Bell had with Detroit. So Buddy Bell could land on his feet somewhere else and be a successful manager.
Runner goes in a 3-1 pitch. It's fouled, and it'll have to come back. To me, it hit a bad note with me when I heard that Buddy Bell got fired.
Me too. Me too.
He is a wonderful guy. I thought he did a good job with that Detroit club. They're still undermanned. And to have unrealistic expectations and let a good man get away and fire him, it seems wrong to me. But, you know, that's happened throughout the history of this sport and other sports. But I think that Buddy Bell will end up somewhere else and will be a very, very good manager. He had the respect of his players, which in this day and age, let's face it, with these athletes making the money that they are making, to me, the most important job of a manager is to get your players to play for you and believe in you. Forget the pitching changes and the double switches and all that junk. As Boone pops it up behind second base for the first out of the inning. So David Bell gets traded to Seattle for Joey Cora, and 2 days later, his dad gets fired. That's a bad week in the Bell family. The good news for the Bell family is Buddy's wife, who had been very ill a couple of years ago, stricken with cancer, is making a wondrous recovery and really doing well. And that's the most important part of the Bell family. 1 on, 1 out for Brooke Fordyce. That's into right center for Jordan. Such a good center fielder, although Langford's usually out there 2 outs. And as we get down to the number 9 spot in the order, Melvin Nieves will come off the bench and bat for Dennis Reyes. So when McGwire comes to the plate in the bottom of this 5th inning, he will be facing a new pitcher, and it looks like the left-hander Krivda. base comes up empty. They had Krivda warming up earlier. Now they have Remlinger getting ready out in the Cincinnati bullpen. So Remlinger now getting loose, and getting loose in a hurry, as with 2 outs, the Reds pinch hit for Reyes. One ball, one strike from Donovan Osborne, trying to fly through 5. Stein's a leadoff hit. He hasn't moved from first. Just as Larkin last inning, a leadoff double, he never moved from second. That's strike 2 on Nieves. It wouldn't take much for the Reds to jump back into this game if Nieves could connect. He's hit 2 home runs this year. Well, the numbers for Reyes: 4 innings, 4 runs on 5 hits, but the only number that'll be remembered, 60. Giving up home run number 60 to McGwire in the first. 2-2 on Nieves. One on, 2 out, the 2-2 pitch. Got him with a changeup, down and away. Nieves is gone. We're halfway through it. Just to whet your appetite. Mark McGwire coming up. That's what he did in the first. Home run number 60. He'll now face Remlinger. That's second in the 5th for the Cardinals.
Well, it seems since MCI's arrival, everyone's lives have become easier. Why, just the other day, I saw our telecom manager smile for the first time in I don't know how long. And because we've combined all our communications with MCI, we've saved the company a lot of money, making even our normally subdued CFO somewhat happier. Life is good.
Every man has a mountain to climb.
Part of Siberia is he from, anyway?
Krebs! What are you doing shooting?
Krebs, you're here to rebound. Just stay out of the way.
Krebs! Yo, coach, you gotta get this Krebs guy out of here.
Krebs.
I know how to spell. I'm from here. Man, you are terrible, terrible.
You want to get somewhere, then work it, then work it, then work it.
What mountain did you climb today? What beer was there at the top?
Buy your beer.
Okay. I have Coors Light. That's C-O-O-R-S.
Coors Light, frost brewed, Rocky Mountain cold.
Fox Saturday Baseball Game of the Week, brought to you by MCI 5-cent Sundays. Pay the least on the day you call the most. By Coors Light, frost brewed to tap the clean taste of the Rockies. By Aflac, insuring over 40 million people worldwide. And by Tylenol, take comfort in our strength.
A jam-packed Busch Stadium on a hot, hot day in September. September the 5th. It'll be John Mabry, Mark McGwire, and Brian Jordan for the Cardinals against the new left-hander, Remlinger.
Mike 7-14 on the year, and his second batter, and I'm sure he's thinking about it right now, will be Mark McGwire. By the way, Brett Tomko, there's Mark on deck. Brett Tomko, the right-hander, the young right-hander for the Reds, will be the starter tomorrow afternoon at 4 o'clock Eastern time, and we will carry it.
Mabry takes a strike over the inside corner. Mabry wouldn't chase it. 1 ball, 1 strike. John Mabry started the day hitting .259, and he got the hit in front of McGwire's 60th home run of the year. Little flare into shallow left. Dimitri Young is there. 1 up, 1 down. to welcome those of you who have been watching the Atlanta Braves and the New York Mets. Mark McGwire in the first inning hit a 2-run home run to hit 60 home runs, tying the former record, which was held for 34 years by Babe Ruth. He's one away from tying Roger Maris. Bases empty, 1 out. And a swing and a miss for strike 1. McGwire has hit a 2-run homer and struck out his next time, now facing Remlinger for the first time today. Strike 2. Remlinger's come right after him.
With high fastballs, similar to the way Pete Harnish, the right-hander, pitched Mark McGwire last night. A bevy of balls above the waist.
On 0-2, McGwire strikes out 3 consecutive pitches from the left-hander. 2 out. McGwire's 1 for 3.
Remlinger going up the ladder to McGwire. Fastball high, check swing. Fastball full swing. Fastball full swing. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night.
And we've said it before, but it's worth repeating. Mark McGwire benefits from the new interpretation, if you want to put it that way, of the strike zone by today's umpire. The pitch belt high is no longer a strike, and McGwire is about as deadly a low ball hitter as you'll find. Here's Jordan with 2 out, nobody on, and a breaking ball for a strike from Remlinger. Nobody on, and Jordan strike 2. Remlinger working on a perfect inning. One and 2. Two out, nobody on. The 1-2 pitch is popped into right. Should do it for the Cardinals in the 5th. Good work by Remlinger. Steins puts it away, and we have played 5. Into the 6th inning here in St. Louis. Cardinals take the field behind Osborne, leading by 4.
Daddy, watch me.
Daddy's got a headache.
Don't worry, little one. Daddy's got Tylenol for his headache. The most trusted combination of strength and safety in pain relief today. And Tylenol works without stomach irritation. So before you know it...
May I have this dance?
Daddy's going to be right as rain. Tylenol. Take comfort in our strength.
We argue all the time as to who has the better lawn.
They're all envious of my Scott lawn, definitely.
Scott's does it for all 3 of us.
Now, during the summer, my grass takes a beating.
A heavy sun, droughts.
What the grass needs is turf builder. About September, I put on a turf builder. It pumps it up, it rejuvenates it, gives it that extra punch for the roots.
You gotta feed it.
It's beautiful lawn. Look at that.
Look, it's thick.
Nice and green.
It's as thick, it's as plush.
Fall is the best time of year to put down Scott's turf builder.
If I had a computer like at school, you could frame my report cards. He just wants games. Biology would be a breeze. Games.
Get ready for school with YourWare. Call 1-800-GATEWAY, and we'll custom build your kids a PC with an Intel Pentium 2 processor and educational software to help them with their homework. All for just $56 a month.
What? This is my homework.
Go back to school with YourWare from Gateway.
This is the Midas Gold Muffler. It comes with a Midas lifetime warranty, and it's now just $49.95, $69.95 for select imports. Let's review. Midas Gold Muffler, lifetime warranty, $49.95. Hurry, the price of gold has never been lower.
How do you get this equipment to these troops when there's a river between them? Build a bridge. Problem solving. You need it now in college. Learn it now in the Army Reserve.
On King of the Hill season premiere, Who's Gonna Die?
Will there be food at the funeral?
The season's biggest secret will be revealed. Fox Tuesday at 8/7 Central.
We move to the 6th inning here in St. Louis, a historic day, a 4-0 Cardinal lead. Mark McGwire hit home run number 60 in the 1st inning, and Donovan Osborne heads back to work. He will deal with the top of the order for Cincinnati, Sanders, Larkin, and Casey. And that's ball 1 from Osborne. We are very pleased to be joined by Kevin Hallinan, Executive Director of Security and Facility Management of Major League Baseball. And Kevin, as Sanders lines it into left field, right at Gant, 1 up, 1 down. You've got your hands full, sir, because anytime you talk about $1 million for a souvenir, there is a major security risk for whoever comes up with that souvenir.
Well, that's true, Joe, but I think we've certainly put a pretty good plan in place here with the Cardinal personnel to make sure that, you know, it stays positive, even when it goes into the stands.
The amazing thing that Tim and I were talking about, Mark McGwire seemingly, and we interviewed the young man who caught number 60 today, will get the last 5 home run balls back that he has hit. And while everybody expects all this greed or people with dollar signs on their pupils, it hasn't happened. They're willing to give the ball back, and for the most part, these people have been able to get out of the seats without injury. Do you worry about what happens when you get to 61 and 62?
Yeah, we do, but I think that the fans have reacted so positively, and I think, you know, we have a thing called ticket discipline in those areas where we think he's going to hit it. So we try and create an environment before the fact.
What about the authenticity issue? What have you done to make sure that the ball is authentic?
Tim, do you have top secret clearance?
I do.
If you tell us, you'll have to.
Yeah. You got it.
Okay.
We have worked over the past couple of weeks with different people, in fact, some actually from law enforcement, to discover a tagging procedure so that we have a number of identifying marks on this ball without obstructing it in any way or creating anything that's going to affect the ball in flight to make sure that we have the right ball. We were concerned initially about somebody catching the ball and just walking out of the ballpark, and 3 months later, like a lottery ticket, walking in and say, this is the ball. And with our particular tagging, we can identify that ball if he came in 10 years later.
And it is done by a hypersensitive, super top secret, double probation method.
For sure.
Okay. That's all you're going to give us, right? You're not going to give... I mean, I'll be honest with you, down on the field yesterday, a lot of the print reporters were talking about infrared. So if that's the secret, at least that part of the secret is out, if that's the situation.
Well, I think somebody probably could see maybe one of the tagging marks, but as I said, there's a series, and you would not come up with all of them, that's for sure.
Well, we have a 1-out walk handed to Barry Larkin. He is on for Sean Casey and Kevin Hallinan. I know that you are very busy and you are working with the people right now in St. Louis, and if the record is not broken, as the Cardinals make their trip through the National League, Casey bounces into a 4-6-3 double play, which is the perfect opportunity to say thanks for joining us and enjoy the rest of this historic day.
Thank you.
That's Kevin Hallinan. We'll be back. Bottom of the 6th inning, 4-0 Cardinals.
It's a hot one, sports fans, as the alligators host the octopi down in the Carolinas.
Get him a beer. No, Zima.
Before it cracks, before it peels, before it stings, before it mildews, always use Zinsser first to prevent trouble before it has a chance to start. Zinsser, primers, finishes, wall covering products, and mildew-proof paints. So never ever start without Zinsser first.
The tallest mountain in North America is 20,320 feet. Cool.
Everything
to break Maris's mark and hit 62 out of the park. The race is on. Keep your eyes on the ball. McGwire. Sosa. Griffin. They've got their eyes on the ball. Baseball history is in the making. Who's going to crush 62 before the season is through? It could happen at a ballpark near you. Don't miss a home run. Don't miss a minute. Keep pace with the race. Log on to MajorLeagueBaseball.com.
Ron Gant will lead off in the bottom of the 6th inning for the Cardinals. It'll be Gant, Tatis, or Daz. Anybody gets on, Donovan Osborne. The pitcher who is toiling in obscurity here this afternoon, doing a great job pitching a 2-hit shutout at the moment through 6. And Gant, the former Red, he really has good feelings deep down about the Cincinnati Reds, who gave him an opportunity after that terrible motorcycle accident when he broke his leg. The Reds were the team that signed him to a pretty substantial offer to play and get back on track, and for that, you know, there were some disagreements later, but Ron Gant is very appreciative. 0-2 the count on Ron, who is sitting 229.
And Donovan Osborne toiling in obscurity. He's not the only one toiling in obscurity on this famous weekend, perhaps, in St. Louis. 60th home run today.
Gant goes the other way. Throw that ball out of play. It's a leadoff base hit to Ron Gant, for Ron Gant, who rarely goes to the right side of second base. For a Coors Light game break, back to John Walls in the Fox Television Center.
All right, Joe, let's go to Shea Stadium, where the Mets and the Braves are hooking up today. Top of the 5th, Andrew Jones breaks up a scoreless game in a big way off of Bobby Jones, his 26th, and the Braves led 1-0. But in the bottom of the inning, John Olerud with a big swing, a 2-run blast off of Kevin Millwood. It's 2-1 Mets in the 5th. Joe?
Thank you, John. Here it's 1 on, nobody out, and it's a 4-0 Cardinal lead. So the Mets are doing it again as they go head-to-head with the Atlanta Braves, and the Mets come in 1 game behind Chicago in the National League's wild card race. The Cubs, as Tim told you, face a rookie, Sean Lawrence, pitching for the Pirates tonight at Three Rivers.
Big hit for John Olerud of the Mets, who was 4 points behind Larry Walker of the Colorado Rockies in the National League batting race before this afternoon's action.
Tatis is 1 for 2 with an RBI single back in the 1st. He struck out in the 3rd. Here's the 2-0. Playable for the right side of the infield, and boom. He's committed just 5 errors this year, puts it away, 1 on, 1 out. Well, don't forget, as we talk baseball, tomorrow it's the premiere of Fox NFL Sunday, a big day on Fox. Most of you will see the Lions taking on the Packers, the Redskins, and the Giants, plus other regional action. It all starts at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, with a pregame show live from Giant Stadium. They're on location with Terry, Howie, JB, and Chris Collinsworth as we officially welcome him to the Fox family. That's tomorrow on Fox, and then we will come at you 4 o'clock Eastern with the finale of this weekend series between the Cardinals and the Reds, and another batch of McGwire at bats. 1 on, 1 out for Luis Ordaz. Double play ball. Boone gets it, flips it, so good. Inning over. A leadoff hit. Ordaz bounces into the double play. Fox Sports, home of the 1998 World Series, will return to St. Louis after a break from your local station.
You're watching Fox, home of the 1998 World Series.
It's that time again. The sale you've been waiting for is back, and it's bigger than ever. It's the Ford Factory Authorized Clearance. It's minivan time. And right now, you can get $1,500 cash back or 0.9% APR financing on Ford Windstar, the only minivan to earn the government's 5-star front crash test rating for 4 straight years. Plus, get factory authorized savings on other Ford cars and trucks in stock. Hurry, the Ford Factory Authorized Clearance ends soon at your local Ford dealer.
How did Consumer Credit Counseling Service help you?
We never thought that managing our money would be a problem.
We both have good jobs and earn decent incomes, but we never seem to have enough in savings.
We heard that Consumer Credit Counseling Service helped with money management, so we called and made an appointment. By going through our expenses, we found where we were overspending.
Consumer Credit Counseling Service helped us control our spending and start saving to reach our financial goals.
Consumer Credit Counseling Service. Personal, confidential, and committed to you.
Aw, Dad, not another furniture store. But wait a minute, this store is different. All about kids' furniture. Hey, I'm a kid. This store is for me. Wow, look at all these bunk beds, only $149.99. Dad, in here, look at all the Childcraft cribs. Hey, great quality. Oh, boy, Sealy mattresses for kids, only $99.99? Neat. This store is definitely all about kids. All about kids' furniture, 1305 North Mattis. I'll clean my room from now on, Dad. Thanks for bringing me to All About Kids Furniture.
Visit Duggar's Steaks and Sports, Springfield's newest addition to the lineup in casual fine dining. Duggar's is locally owned and operated, and lunch and dinner specials are featured daily. Our prime ribs, seafood, baby back ribs, pasta, and sandwiches are always a hit. And come to Duggar's every Sunday for our fabulous brunch buffet. Our owner's box is the perfect place for meetings over lunch or dinner. Duggar's Steaks and Sports, off Route 4 at Piper Glen in Springfield. We're more than just great steaks.
Hey, I'm A.J. Buckles. And I'm Blues Buckles with the Springfield Capitals. You watch Major League Baseball on Fox.
Well, this game summary is brought to you by Toyota. Mark McGwire hits number 60 in the first inning, which ties the old record held by Babe Ruth from 1927 until 1961. The Cardinals get 4 runs on 4 hits in the first inning, and Donovan Osborne putting together one of his best efforts here this afternoon, and why not, with the eyes of the world watching. Good day to pitch well. 7th inning, and Dimitri Young up the middle. Pat Kelly has time. Good arm, 1 out. Let's throw it back to Steve Lyons. Hello, Steve.
Thanks, Joe. I'm sitting right here with Kim Wilson. And Kim, 60 home runs hit by Mark McGwire. You're in a pretty good location to catch one. Have you ever got one?
No, I haven't. The one Sunday night, number 55, came about 6 feet from me, but I wasn't in my seat. I was up walking around.
Why didn't you dive for it or something? What do you mean walking around?
There were about 15 people piled on, and I said, I'm not risking a limb for it. Not number 55. 62, I'll do it.
Hey, the recent trend now is that guys are giving the balls back. Everyone's talking about how much money these are worth. If you get number 62, it might be worth $1 million. What do you do with it?
I give it back because of what McGwire has given to the city of St. Louis, baseball fans in general. He's given me memories and things that I'll never ever see in my lifetime again. That's not worth $1 million, and the opportunity to meet him, that's worth it.
All right, hey, that's a good answer. Hey, these guys out here are going to have a lot of fun. Back to you guys up in the booth.
All right, Steve. Well, our poll, which is hot in the news these days, is coming up. I will give the ball back to him just about every time, although I don't know if on national television, if I'm asked at this point, I say, oh, I take the $1 million and run. I don't know if anybody would be that honest.
No.
I think it's a different story if you're the one that gets it. Steins into right field. Mabry back to get it. I almost said McGwire back to get it. I've got McGwire on the brain, and so do these fans here in St. Louis and across the country. Bottom of the 7th inning. Time to stretch. 4-0 Cardinals.